Can get it done on the ground. The Steelers are top 10 in rushing TDs, and they'll go up against the Panthers team that wants to keep the running game in check.
Set for the call of this Week 15 matchup. Here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
Right at the convergence of the Three Rivers on Art Rooney Drive, we welcome you to Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Today, we reach Week 15, and we've got a good matchup in store between the Carolina Panthers and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Play clock winding down. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he goes across the 20 to the 22. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Green, the tight end, in motion. They'll look to throw here. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. And a lot of the weight of this offense falls on the shoulders of the running back.
That's because the offense knows if they give him any openings, any opportunities, he can turn it into a big play at any time.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. He's got his man here. It's Green. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
Hurry up, here we go. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Quick hitter here, it's complete. A gain of 6 there on first.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. Shift together here from the D-line. A handoff as they run the counter play. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. And a look at the defense now.
And the Panthers bring in their nickel set as they try to defend here on third down.
5 defensive backs. He's going to fire one deep, middle of, and that's caught inside the 30. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
And fits the exact right word. Over the middle, there's almost always traffic, so anytime you're a receiver in that area, you're not just focused on catching the football. You're wondering where the collision's going to come from, right? Because there's almost always someone there able to concentrate, catch it, and even
and no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's second down. Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. Play action fake. They'll look to throw. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Now they're coming up on play number 8 of this opening drive, but they're looking at it. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Now they're coming up on play number 8 of this opening drive, but they're looking at a 3rd and long. They're going to look to throw. Finding time. And he's going to be wrapped up and driven down. And the defense coming through on 3rd down. A loss of 7 to bring up 4th. So on 4th down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And a nice job here on special teams. This will be down inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. And tough starting field position here. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. Now a handoff looking right. They'll get 17 yards there. And it'll be a Carolina first. And the coaching staff probably has the offense prepared for this. They worked on this exact situation all week in practice. Backed up in their own end, needing to get a few yards here to create some space. To throw now on 1st down. Escaping the pressure right. Now on the run. He'll throw it back deep over the middle. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at 2nd down. And when this offense is clicking on all cylinders, the running back is in sync as well.
The focal point. Runs, catches, blocks, sets the tone for the offense.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. And a look at the Steelers' defensive unit.
Stephon Tuitt's ability to play defensive end, yet rise up and knock passes away when quarterbacks try to throw them, he makes it hard to get around.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And that will be incomplete as well.
There are a good number of coaches that any time they call an in route are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down.
Fielded just inside the 20. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And they'll be looking to avoid what happened last time, which is punting the football.
But when you look at how teams play the game, that complementary football comes into play. How do I take care of my defense? How do I take care of my offense? Well, the defense is taking care of them in a lot of ways. Now it's time for the offense to jump things up and help their defense out. Give them a little bit of rest.
Yeah, time for them to give them a rest. Took the words right out of my mouth. 2nd down following the incompletion. They'll come out in the pistol. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And that's incomplete. They were trying to go to Marshall that time. 3rd down here.
I had a coach tell me a long time ago that running a screen pass is similar to acting 101 for your offense because you got to show something different and create extra space for linemen to chase the quarterback in order to create extra room for the receiver to catch the football and maneuver upfield. In this case, they'll give a lot of credit to the defense. They communicated well. You could hear them talking to each other on the field, and they reacted and knocked it away.
It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. Simple slant route, and part of a really nice hard throw by the quarterback.
Nice timing between the quarterback and the receiver. They were perfectly in sync, and he put it right on him on the inside route.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, that play ended so fast, it's almost as if the quarterback handed it to the runner, and the tackler was there right away for a loss of yardage.
And the offense behind the chains here a touch on 2nd and 11. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they can do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but to have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the sticks, those guys are worth their weight in gold.
He finds a man with a crossing route. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. And there they went crossing route against the zone defense. What do you think of that?
Takes real coordination between the passer and the receiver because you've got to read those zones and where the open spots are and be on the same page with the guy throwing the football. Because sometimes you're throwing it in front of the zone. Sometimes you're throwing it between the zones. Sometimes the receiver's going to just kind of find a spot and what we call sit down and present himself to the quarterback and throw it there. It's a tough read, but when they're in sync, it's really effective.
All right, here we go.
They'll look to throw here. On the right side, caught by Green. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
All right, I'm doing my rudimentary math here. That's his 3rd catch here in the 1st quarter. I don't know if it's just game plan or he's just finding his way open.
And maybe a little of both. So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive.
Green, 30.
On play action, they'll throw. His throw caught at about the 5. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Their big tight end, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Steelers have taken a 1st quarter lead. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. Here's the Steelers kick team as they'll boot this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And onto the field, here come the Panthers.
Watch it now, Barney. Watch it now, Barney. Here we go. Back Detroit.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. He's going to let this one go deep. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And he'll take it across midfield to the 46-yard line. Back with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin. It's Steeler football to begin quarter number 2. They take over 1st and 10 following the interception. Now a handoff here to his running back. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Back to throw here. Looking deep downfield. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football.
A big seam, and he might go all the way. Touchdown, Carolina. A big play there. 94 yards. And the Panthers have tied this game up. They can take the lead with the extra point. And with that carry, he's already over 100 yards here in the first half.
And, partner, you know exactly what he's saying to his teammates right now, right? Especially to the play caller.
Give me the ball.
Again, and again,
and again.
and again. It's not that heavy, sir. I'll take it.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. They juked him. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, second down. So incomplete on first. Let's see what second down has in store.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
Throwing right, and that's complete. And he's eventually brought down, but not before he reaches the 39, just shy of the 40. And a nice pitch and catch to pick up the reception against man coverage.
Both of them read how much yardage they needed, figured what they had to do, and were able to beat the man coverage for the completion.
Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. Now it appears we have a Steeler here slow to get up. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. So they complete the pass, and now they face a second down. They come up in an offset eye. Here's the fullback. This is Roosevelt Nix. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
Well, not a lot of flash and dash on that play. 2nd and 2, and they hand it to the big man, and he ends up picking up a first down. A little bit of gray area there, though, but I think what they thought, hey, we hand it to him here. If we come back and don't get it, we still got another down to try and pick it up.
They run the counter now on first down. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice gain. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. Big boys down there in the trenches, and a nice play to stop them cold. Nothing there.
Yeah, when you talk about big boys, you're talking about those defensive tackles, those nose tackles. They're not just big, they're immense, and what a big-time play there.
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line.
Football's such a game of tendencies, down and distance, and on 3rd and inches, 3rd and 1, you think, yeah, the quarterback's probably going to get the ball, but when you get to 3rd and 2, most of the time, that's either the running back or a pass play. So that's a nice tendency breaker by the offensive team there. Hand it to their big guy to pick up a first down.
And Green with a catch left side. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for him.
And he'll get it down this time to the 17. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
Let's face it, you always want a team full of guys who can get you first downs and big plays of all styles, but you've got to have a big man. You just turn and hand it to, and he can be dependable in picking up first downs.
Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
So the myth has been shattered. Every cornerback in the league is not just a cover corner. Some of them will stick their nose in there and make plays exactly as we just saw there. A big loss suffered by the offense after that nice tackle.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone.
And that's why defenders are often frustrated offensive guys. Actually made the catch. Looked good doing it, but couldn't get his feet down in order to finish off the takeaway.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Got his man, it's caught for a Steelers touchdown. Their dangerous wide receiver, his 9th touchdown of the season, and the Steelers have taken the lead. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle third of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening, but they found the opening and exploited it.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. Now the Panthers offense, they get set to come back onto the field. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big time, John? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
And he motions the wide receiver. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Dancing to his left. And some room to work. And he'll be out of bounds up past the 45. 1:52 left to play in this second quarter. Back to Heinz Field after this. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
Partner, I think there's a lesson there. Some days you're just having a really tough time, and for the defense, today has been that day. But after that play, what do you learn? You can still make plays even when the other guy's having success against you.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Looking downfield, and that's caught right side. He's got his man. That one goes for 24 yards. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. He'll look to throw. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. That throw good for 4. It's second down. Second down now after the pass completion.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and, of course, foot dragging.
Little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play, and it'll bring up a third down.
And that's one of the few times they've been able to contain him. He's had a heck of a game, and maybe he's getting a little bit tired from how many times he's carried the ball. But I always think back to what all those old coaches say. The ball's not that heavy. Keep carrying it, kid.
He can run for it, and he will. And he slides to avoid the hit. Give him 8 yards on the play, and they pick up the first. Now the offense lining up 1st and 10.
We just saw a nice example of why teams often bring in baseball guys to teach quarterbacks how to slide in key situations. You want to protect your franchise guy. Make sure he doesn't get hurt. He did exactly that on that play. A perfect slide.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. On first down, he'll drop to throw. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Flush to his right. And he'll just throw this one over in the way of the security crew. Incomplete here.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, That's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he can't come up with a pick. Nearly his second of the game. Instead, 4th down.
Not only did they drop what looked like an interception in the end zone, they blew a golden opportunity to shift the momentum.
And his kick is good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So a field goal here, they're still down, but they put a dent into that lead before the break.
And that's got to feel good because now they've seen that they can put some more points on the board, and that gives them a whole second half to get back to where they want to be, and that's in the lead.
And the Steelers set to take the field, and likely just out of field goal range. Could be Hail Mary time.
And haven't we seen in recent years that the Hail Mary seems to be more successful in the NFL than before?
Absolutely we have. They'll throw now on the final play. He's going to float this one deep right side. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. A great read, and it's picked off. And he will be brought down as time is now run out on this first half of action. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we'll send you down to Orlando, where Larry Ridley has our EA Sports halftime report. Larry? Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Out come the Panthers. They'll have it first on offense in the 3rd quarter. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get about 4 across the 30 to the 32.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
And defensively going with a dime set. 6 DBs on 3rd and 4. And a quick throw here. That's complete. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives them a new set of downs.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, did a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. And the swat man goes in motion left. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. His favorite target, Travis Kelce, the intended receiver. And that'll make it 3rd down. So still a full 10 yards to go here for the offense on 3rd down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. Time for the Steelers offense now to get set for their first possession of half number 2. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. 7 yards there on the first down screen play. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field.
No gain on that one, and it's going to bring up a third down. And when you're running the football, one thing you don't want to see is a big boy coming up there to swallow you whole in those D tackles and nose tackles.
No, you're actually counting on your big boys to protect you from them. But on that play,
blitz coming, and down he goes. Shaq Thompson in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Here's Johnny Hacker now as he'll punt it away for the second time. He gets this away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. Carolina getting set to take the field. And in enemy territory last time through the interception. We'll see what they do on this drive.
Can't wait to see how it alters what they decide to do in play calling. Do they continue to throw the ball? Do they want to lean more on the running game? It'll be an interesting sequence of plays that they've got coming up.
Does it often affect the play calling with the interception? How much does that change what you do?
I think it does depending on why the interception was thrown. Sometimes it's just a matter of the defense made a great play, so you continue to come back. But if it's on you, if the offense just doesn't have the confidence, if they're a little bit shaky, maybe try and take the pressure off and run the ball a little bit.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Now this is going to work out well as it's out of bounds near the 13-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on 1st down to set them back on 2nd.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Back to throw now in his own end zone. Going to throw right side here, complete. There he goes, right side. And he is down deep into Carolina territory. A big play there on the catch and run. 89 yards in the red zone this time.
Detroit! Here we go. Boom, landed.
1st and goal here from the 9. And they'll go on the ground. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. It'll be 2nd down. They're trying to establish that running game, but they're really having trouble, aren't they?
Yeah, when you're running against a really good 4-3 defense, that means you've got big guys inside who control things. Those big defensive tackles are making it very difficult to find open space.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he'll work his way closer to the goal line as he's got 5 down to the 3.
When you look at the geography we're staring at, this part of the field, don't you always think of big backs carrying the football, bruisers trying to pound it in? Instead, look at a little more of a scat back type, and he's trying to make it happen.
Yeah, they went with the elusive, slippery guy. Couldn't get in there, though. And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. It's the fullback. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Steelers are going to add on to their lead. And it's no good. It has not been his day. That's the 2nd extra point he's missed so far. Here's the Steelers kick team as they'll boot this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 yards with a new rule as he's taken down right at the 20-yard line. Carolina getting set to take the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
It's caught inside the 25. A big play there for the Panthers. And even 60 yards. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Back now in Pittsburgh. It's the Panthers in possession of the football, but facing a deficit here as we get to the 4th and final quarter of play. They'll look to throw again. Being chased out left. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
So much of this game is about leverage. We always talk about low man wins in the trenches. Well, it's like that in just about every position. And sometimes, if you lose that leverage and you're losing the battle, just jump up at the line of scrimmage.
And he's going to be wrapped up and driven down. Stephon Tuitt in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. They got to have 6 here. It's 3rd and goal. He'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. That will bring up 4th down and an 11-yard loss to boot.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
All right, so you needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal then maybe not exactly with. Now a hit and a loose football. And I think he was able to get back on it. He was. So they will get the ball after all, but that could have been a disaster. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Did they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
They come out here in the eye. Now they'll run it on the toss. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
You have to give big-time credit to the cornerback on that play. Most of them like to just sit back and say, I'm playing pass. But he diagnosed that play so fast and got into the backfield for a loss of yardage. That's a monster play by a corner.
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. He's got his man on the crossing route. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
And that pickup of a 1st down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
That's so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here, down late, tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Dante Hightower. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December, right? It is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. And so they just got the football on an interception. They almost gave it right back the same way.
And, you know, when you look over to the bench after that type of a play, number one is pure relief. Didn't give it up. But it's not the coach you're working.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Carolina. Their big-bodied receiver. His 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Panthers are now an extra point away from tying up this game. And he puts it through. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this fourth quarter. That's fielded in the end zone. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. And now out come the Steelers. To shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. Second down and 10. Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he's able to get this one up to the 45-yard line. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
They go play action here on first down. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down. So on that play, defense was in the zone. They ran a crossing route offensively, but the defense there, you got to be good with communication, don't you?
You certainly do, and it's not something that is really evident when you watch it on the screen. But everyone's talking, communicating, pointing, and it keeps you from chasing receivers because you have a specific zone you have to cover. When a receiver's in your zone and he crosses to another one, you got to let your guy know. They got a completion there, but I like the discipline they showed to stay in their proper areas and then make the tackle.
Tie game, fourth quarter, and they're going for this thing on fourth down.
We got three, fellas. Hurry up, here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. They'll give him 8 on the play, and they're able to pick up the conversion here on fourth down. Time for a break. We'll come back and see how it all shakes out after this. And here comes play number 6 on this drive.
Now let's go. 3-19.
Back to throw now on first down. And caught right side, Green. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. And he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage.
And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Ladarius Green, his first touchdown in a Steeler uniform. And the Steelers are going to take the lead.
And there's the go-ahead touchdown. And so Likely will kick an extra point, but to me, I'm looking forward. Special teams now with your kickoff, and then your defense, that's where the pressure shifts.
Yeah, because there's plenty of time left on that clock. Anytime you're over a minute in the NFL, there's a chance. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Here are the Panthers now as their offense comes back out onto the field. They're down here in a one-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late-game situation. What do we...
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Carolina. A big play there with touchdown number 15 on the year and second of the game. And the Panthers are now an extra point away from tying up this game. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild fourth quarter. That'll be taken in the end zone. And with a new rule, that decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he only gets to the 20. Now the Steelers offense gets ready to get back onto the field. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play. But if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to...
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up and in for the score. Are you kidding me? They return it and they take the lead. So many times tight games decided by one big play. And a lot of times, of course, it's the offense. Here, it's the defense coming up huge.
And you know head coaches walk around locker rooms, walk around bench areas saying, guys, somebody make a play. It's a cliche, but it applies here.
And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. That's fielded in the end zone. And this will wind up being a poor decision to bring it out as he's out of bounds shy of the 20. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. They'll put two receivers left, two to the right. Back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And they went big on first down. Proves unfruitful.
Well, I guess we just discovered that someone is certainly not going to sit back and just take it in this game, huh?
No, they were trying to get that touchdown back in one shot.
One shot, trying to help out his defense and let the other team know they were coming after him.
So 2nd and 10 here. One receiver left, two to the right. He's back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. Defense really showing respect to the deep ball here, playing off the receivers. And they give this time to the tailback. And a good swing. Now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively. It's just their first. They've got two more to use here in the final stages. 2nd down following the run. Now they'll run it on the toss. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. And the Steelers signal for another timeout. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. So now at 3rd and 7, and defensively, it's a dime look, 6 DBs. Oh, wide open, complete. Touchdown, Carolina. Their dangerous wide receiver, finishing strong with 3 fourth-quarter touchdowns. And the lead is up to 14. And the Panthers add on to their lead. Is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 10 at the 9-yard line.
Special teams coaches spend a lot of time scheming things up, but this was just a bad return. Now the offense has a long way to go to try to put points on the board.
And not great starting field position here for the offense.
Hurry up, here we go.
They go back to the air here after the INT. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock. And you really can't pin that one on the quarterback, Charles. The O-line, they've got to protect better.
And they know it. That's their meal ticket. They want to take care of the big guy behind them. In this case, they let him down.
Second down here after the incomplete pass.
No, check, Patrick.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He's got time in the pocket. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays, and you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did, and they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here. And now we get a timeout called on the defensive side of the ball by the Panthers. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
Hurry up, here we go. No, check, Patriots.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. And this is dropped and incomplete. Well, there's a metaphor for how this one is gone. As time is run out on this ball game. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Carolina, they're not going to go quietly here as the win moves them now to 8-6 on the year. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Cleveland to take on the Browns. Meanwhile, for Pittsburgh, the loss might knock them out of playoff contention as they drop to 6-8. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to KC to take on the Chiefs. So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we sign off from Heinz Field.